Hello everyone, welcome to this channel, a channel for awesome facts and information. In today's video, we will be talking about the top 10 amazing places to visit in Colombia. Watch this video till the end for a better understanding and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Colombia has something that will please most travelers, from sandy beaches of the Caribbean and Pacific coasts, to the Andes Mountains and the Amazon rainforests. Its heritage reflects the culture of its indigenous peoples as well as the Spanish who began settling here in the early 15th century. A couple of decades or so ago, Colombia was not on the tourist map because it was not a safe place to visit. However, the government is working hard to change that image, making it safer for travelers to enjoy the many features Colombia offers. Cast all of your outdated ideas aside, like drug wars and gangsters, and you'll find that Colombia is a nation brimming with confidence and rushing headfirst into a more peaceful and prosperous future. In this land of contrasts, you'll encounter snow-capped Andean peaks, tropical Amazonian jungles, turquoise Caribbean coasts, and two sun-kissed deserts. You'll also find a host of spectacular attractions at the places in between, from the magic of Cartagena and the buzz of Medellin to the quiet colonial villages of Salento and Mompox. Above all else, the famous Colombian hospitality will undoubtedly find you coming back for more. Here's a list of the top 10 amazing places to visit in Colombia. Number 10. Caño Cristales. Caño Cristales was off limits for decades while in the grip of guerrilla fighters but is officially back in business and welcoming more tourists than ever before. Most visitors come to this remote river canyon in the Orinoco region to hike between its waterfalls and bathe in its natural swimming holes. While worth the trip in any season, the canyon is particularly prismatic between July and November, when an algae bloom turns the riverbed into a rainbow of colors. The isolated outpost of La Macarena is your base for trips to Caño Cristales, and it's only reachable by air from Bogotá or Villavicencio. Number 9. Hacienda Nápoles. If there's one man who lingers large over Colombia's recent history, it's the billionaire drug trafficker Pablo Escobar. What few people realize is that you can actually visit the lavish estate built and owned by Escobar in Puerto Triunfo, about 110 miles east of Medellin. The sprawling complex, known as Hacienda Nápoles, fell into disrepair in the decade after Escobar's death in 1993. But the local municipality took control of the property in the mid-2000s and turned it into, of all things, an ever-growing amusement park with an eclectic mix of themed zones, hotels, a water park, and safari-style zoo. The amusements and hotels are new, and signs of Escobar are now limited. The ruins of his former mansion were bulldozed, and one of the Cessna planes he used to smuggle drugs to the US that used to be perched atop the entry gate is gone. The only thing remaining is a small museum that grapples with his legacy and some of his antique car collection rusting peacefully in the sun. Number 8. Providencia Island. This quirky Caribbean island leaves many first-time visitors perplexed. For starters, it's far closer to Nicaragua than Colombia. Then there's the fact that its residents don't speak Spanish but rather an English Creole. Of course, none of that really matters when you find yourself sunning on the most stunning beaches under the Colombian flag. Little more than a dollop of golden sands and perky palms, this isolated island is the jewel of the UNESCO-protected Seaflower Biosphere Reserve, with some of the world's greatest marine biodiversity just waiting to be explored. You'll need to first stop on the more popular San Andrés Island and catch a short hopper plane or 3-hour catamaran ride to reach Providencia. Once here, you'll find the largest collection of cottages and hotels in the small hamlet of Agua Dulce on the stunning west coast of the island. Number 7. The Lost City, Ciudad Perdida. Colombia's most popular hike is undoubtedly the 4-day, 44-kilometer trek to Ciudad Perdida, a lost city hidden deep in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta Mountains that was only rediscovered in the 1970s. Built and occupied by Tairona Indians between the 8th and 14th centuries, this ancient city is said to be one of the largest pre-Columbian settlements discovered in the Americas. Much of the site remains buried beneath a thick jungle quilt. The modern indigenous inhabitants of the area have banned excavations, but you'll find that the stone terraces and stairways are in outstanding shape. Independent treks are not allowed. You will need to go with a sanctioned and approved tour operator who will provide a guide and all meals. You can book a tour from Santa Marta in advance. If you decide to go, be prepared, this is no walk in the park. You'll face blazing heat, stifling humidity, rainstorms, copious quantities of mud, and insects. The trail, although easy to follow, is never flat. Plan to always be going up or down. However, it's not all drudgery. Along the way, You'll be treated to spectacular jungle views and the opportunity to swim in rivers and ponds. Number 6. Tayrona National Natural Park. You'll find some of the best beaches in Colombia within the protected Tayrona National Natural Park, which is known for its palm-shaded coves and crystal-clear coastal lagoons. Most beaches are set against the dramatic mountains of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, whose rainforested hills make for a great side trip on any beach vacation. Tayrona is also a fantastic place for snorkeling at protected areas near La Piscina Beach and Cabo San Juan. Though remote, these secluded beaches aren't exactly a secret, so it's best to visit in low season, February to November, to avoid the massive crowds. Also, unless you're paying for the lavish eco-habs Tayrona, be prepared to sleep in a tent, or hammock, at one of the many beachside campgrounds. Number 5. Leticia. Picture the Amazon, and Colombia may not be the first country to come to mind, which is odd, because about a third of the nation is blanketed in its thick, and often impenetrable, jungles. The capital of the vast Amazon basin is the small frontier town of Leticia, which sits along the banks of the mighty Amazon River, right where Colombia bumps up against Brazil and Peru. Leticia makes a great base for ecotourism, wildlife safaris, or hikes into the Amazon to learn about the indigenous tribes that call this area home. The only way to arrive here is by plane from Bogotá, and you can continue onward by boat either downriver to Manaus, Brazil, or upriver to Iquitos, Peru. Number 4. Eje Cafetero. The world's third largest producer of coffee beans, Colombia is a fantastic country for tastings and tours. The vast majority of production takes place in the subtropical Andean hills west of Bogotá between the small cities of Armenia, Pereira, and Manizales. This region, known as the Eje Cafetero, is home to a growing number of coffee plantations that have opened up their operations to the public in recent years for tours, tastings, and lavish farm stays. These small plantations are the kind of places where the farmer owner might take an hour out of his day to explain the process of how a humble cherry turns into a coffee bean that will one day be roasted and ground into a latte back home. You can rent bicycles from Soleto to explore the region under your own steam, or ride on one of the old-fashioned Willy Jeeps that serve as the town's de facto taxis. Number 3. Bogotá. Most visitors to Colombia will inevitably begin their trip in the nation's largest city, and beating heart, Bogotá. It's a city that often divides opinion, with some complaining of its gridlocked streets and dreary weather, and others falling head over heels for its unique combination of colonial charm and urban sophistication. Either way, this city of 8 million tends to grow on people who give it enough time. Begin your sightseeing in the historic center of La Candelaria, where you will find the impressive buildings lining Plaza de Bolívar and can't miss cultural attractions like the blindingly bright Museum of Gold. Then, head over to the wealthier neighborhoods of North Bogotá for some of the nation's best boutique shops and chef-driven restaurants. Number 2. Medellín. Bogotá might be the Colombian capital, but it's the smaller and more manageable city of Medellín that tends to capture the hearts of visitors. Medellín was dubbed the most dangerous city in the world in the early 1990s, but a quarter of a century later, it has earned a reputation for something entirely different: innovation. The city boasts cable cars linking the settlements in its hills to a modern metro system in the valley below, a green belt of lush eco-parks, and striking libraries and community centers in some of the poorest neighborhoods. A great day of sightseeing in Medellín might start in the old quarter at Botero Plaza, where you'll find a collection of 23 portly sculptures donated by the beloved Colombian artist Fernando Botero. Adjacent to the plaza is the must-visit Museum of Antioquia and the striking Rafael Uribe Palace of Culture. Then, head into the hills above town by riding the sleek escalator system through Comuna 13 to explore this neighborhood's colorful homes and elaborate street murals. Number 1. Cartagena. Cartagena is the crown jewel of Colombia's Caribbean coast and one of the best preserved colonial destinations in the Americas. Take a stroll through the historic walled city, and you may feel as if you've stepped back in time to a different era. Maybe it's the 13 kilometers of centuries-old walls, or the colorful colonial architecture, many of which are now beautifully restored restaurants and luxury hotels. Perhaps it's the bougainvillea-covered balconies along the labyrinthine streets or the soaring Catholic churches that tower above every plaza. Whatever it is, visitors can't help but fall for this Caribbean charmer. Beyond the old city center lies laid-back Getsemani, and along the ocean front is Boca Grande, a newer part of town, where upscale condos and hotels fight for prime seafront real estate. And less than an hour away by boat are islands and beaches, offering ideal getaways and day trips. This is our list of the top 10 amazing places to visit in Colombia. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from us again, please subscribe for more informative videos and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching.